Hey guys, Alex, All Day Cards back again. I got a little bit of something different. A recent project of mine was getting all of the team cards of my team, the Orioles, getting slabbed versions of every one. So this is going to be kind of like a retrospective of Topps team cards, which is probably something that most people don't pay much attention to. I mean, to be honest, as a kid, I always kind of liked team cards. I always thought they were like desirable, at least for me. When I primarily thinking of the older ones, I always liked having the team cards from older, beat up vintage, whatever. So I eventually put together a little collection of slabs of all the Orioles ones. So I'm gonna this will be like a retrospective of every Topps team card design throughout the years, but all Orioles, because, of course. Here's the first one of the Orioles, 56. And as far as I know, this is the first time Topps did team cards, so that happens to... There we go. It's the same, obviously. So this is a 4. The grades on these are kind of all over the place. I didn't really care they're kind of all over. I just wanted decent slabbed copies. So the 56 design, Topps team cards, kind of a different back than a lot of them. A lot of the team cards just had like a kind of a checklist type of thing going on, or a list of leaders, stat leaders, or whatever. But this is a little different. I like the stadium, the Memorial Stadium diagram, which was the Orioles stadium up until '92 or whatever, when Camden Yards opened. Which I was at the first game at Camden Yards, and my first Orioles game was 1985 against the Tigers. So that's the first one, 56. We got 57. It's just cool to see the designs. Most of them kind of look like the regular series of cards, but not all of them. You'd be surprised. Like I don't look at this card and go, "Oh, that's got to be 56 or 57," unless I already knew that. Like it doesn't necessarily go with the regular design, I don't think. There's the back. Try to keep these rolling because there's kind of a lot. 58. It's a 5. A lot of them are just sort of mid-grade. There's your kind of the typical backs. A lot of them are kind of a checklist type of thing. 59 is a cool one. It has the colors in the circle like the regular set, which I think works well. So I'm an art teacher, but I used to be a graphic designer, and really what started me wanting to be a graphic designer back in when I was a kid, honestly, was I wanted to design baseball cards. So I really am into the design of cards, the colors, just how they take one kind of like kind of a theme, or just visual elements, and kind of use it throughout. So I'm a little bit of a nerd about that stuff. Here's 60. Pretty cool. I like the triangular kind of shapes going on. Pretty neat. So when I was a kid, I wrote a letter to baseball card companies asking, how do I get to be a card designer? Here's 61 in a 7. And the only one to respond was Leaf. Somebody from Leaf responded with a letter. Sent me a couple packs of cards too. I think it was 93 Leaf. When they got real shiny with the foil. Yeah. I think he sent me 2 packs. It's pretty cool. 61, here's an example of one that really looks like the regular set, right? With that the color block at the bottom. 62's got the wood grain border, of course. There's that weird line on the edge. I don't like that. That bothers me. It's a 6, so it's super nice other than that. But if you watch my Mickey Mantle video, I kind of ranted about the lines on the edges with 62s. 63 looks very much like the regular set with the team logo and the circle and that color band. This is another 6. Because that kind of bright 63 back. 64 is a tough one. It's like I don't know if it's a higher number, short print, whatever. But this card's unusually expensive. This is a 7 miscut. So the centering's pretty wonky, but it's a clean card otherwise. And this card's kind of tough to get. Higher grade ones are pretty expensive, especially for a team card that, like, you don't really want to spend that much money on a team card, but had to have one. So I ended up going with this one because it was reasonable for what I was going for. Here's one of my favorite sets from the 60s. I like 65s a lot. It's a nice 7. It has that classic pennant design and the blue back. Good stuff. 66, got the regular one, and a 7. Also got the Venezuela. It's a 2 miscut, but if you know about the Venezuelas that they made, they're much tougher to get. They're always beat up. They usually have tape on the back. Does this have tape? No tape on this one. So nobody stuck this in an album, which is pretty common for the Venezuelas, but they're tougher to get. The paper stock's different. It's all browned. Some of them have stuff in Spanish. This year did not, but some of the years have the writing in Spanish. So got both of those. Good stuff. 67s. I like this one a lot. Nice bold. This is a nice 8. Got that good solid color going on. 67s kind of. That's a set that's growing on me a little too. 68s. In a 6, has that classic 68 vibe. The brown, I always think of like burlap when I think of 68 when I see it. There's 70, and a 7. This was when the Orioles were good. It'll happen again one day, maybe, sort of, kind of. Got 71. This was when they won. They were champions the previous year, so it was card number 1. Kind of interesting. So this World Champions is the team card. Kind of a nice touch. It's a 6.5, and then this is the O-Pee-Chee one. In a 5. They look the same. Paper stock's a little different. But other than that, they look the same. Got that classic 71. Easily my favorite 70s set. 72. Got an 8. Classic 72 design. 73 is an SGC holder, which I do not like the old SGC holders at all. That label's hideous. But probably why they changed it, right? Because they knew it was hideous. 73, I think that's just because finding a PSA slabbed Orioles team card from 73 is not the easiest task. So I got that because I could. 74 in an 8. Solid. 75, I don't have the regular one, I have the mini one, but as we know, it looks the same, it's just a little smaller. I guess I'll get the regular one someday, I just don't ever, it's not something it's high on my priority list, because, it's almost the same, but I'll get it. 76, in an 8. 77, in an 8. 78, the year I was born, in a 7. And 79. And 80. In an 8. And the last one is 81. The year they stopped doing team cards, also in an 8. So that's all the Topps team card designs throughout the years. And if you notice, there was no 69, right? Because they didn't make them in 69. For some reason, they skipped that year, which is kind of annoying because it's like, I don't know, having every year, it's like you kind of want to have every year. Why'd you skip the 1 year? What are you doing? How am I supposed to put them in a display and then have 1 year missing? They didn't think of that, did they? All right, guys, thanks for looking. If you're interested in team cards, hopefully you guys like that. Maybe you guys will do that project for your own team. I thought it was fun. All right, guys, take it easy. Bye.